Long ago, in the heart of the powerful Benin Empire, a ruler sat upon a throne carved from history itself. His name was Oba Ovonramwen Nogbaisi, a king of wisdom, a leader of strength, and the guardian of a civilization known for its unmatched artistry and wealth. His palace, adorned with intricate bronze works and ancient symbols of power, was the seat of a kingdom that had stood for centuries, unshaken by time. But beyond the great walls of Benin, storm clouds gathered. A foreign force armed with greed and steel had set its sights on the kingdom's riches. The British, hungry for control of West Africa's resources, sought to bend Benin to their will. They demanded trade, submission, and access to the land's wealth. But the Oba, knowing the weight of his ancestors' legacy, refused to bow. The British sent their message, one filled with threats and demands. Open your gates or face the consequences. Oba Ovonramwen, seated in his grand palace surrounded by his trusted chiefs, considered the ultimatum. He was not a man to be threatened, but even as he prepared for diplomacy, the tension grew. His warriors, adorned in war paint, sensed the danger. The people of Benin whispered in the markets, in the courtyards, in the sacred groves, war was coming. And then it happened. In the year 1897, under the guise of diplomacy, a British force led by Captain James Phillips marched toward Benin, ignoring all warnings to stay away. But the warriors of Benin saw through the deception. They struck first, cutting down the invading column before it could reach the city. Blood was shed, and the British, enraged, vowed vengeance. What followed was the Punitive Expedition, a brutal invasion that would change the course of history forever. The sky darkened with smoke as the British forces, armed with guns and cannons, launched their assault. February 1897, the streets of Benin ran red as warriors fought bravely, using their spears, swords, and unbreakable spirit against an army that wielded destruction. The once mighty city burned. Its grand walls, its royal treasures, its sacred shrines, everything was set aflame. The Oba, unwilling to let his people suffer more, made a painful decision. He fled into the forests with his loyal followers, leaving behind a kingdom in ruins, but not a spirit broken. For 7 months, he evaded capture, moving through dense jungles, his once golden robes now covered in the dust of exile. But the British did not relent. In the end, betrayal led them to his hiding place. Surrounded and outnumbered, the great Oba Ovonramwen Nogbaisi was taken, not as a conquered king, but as a legend unwilling to kneel. They led him away in chains to a distant land, exiled to Calabar, far from the land of his ancestors. His palace was no more. His city lay in ashes, his people scattered. Yet, even in captivity, his name echoed through history. His bronzes, his artifacts, symbols of a once glorious kingdom, were stolen, taken to faraway museums where they remain to this day, silent witnesses to a past that will never be forgotten. But the spirit of Benin was not destroyed. It lived on in the hearts of its people. It lived on in the stories passed from generation to generation. And today the name Ovonramwen Nogbaisi still stands as a symbol of resistance, dignity, and the unbreakable spirit of a people who refused to be erased. For though he lost his throne, he never lost his legacy. Thank you for watching Seen and Heard Stories. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating African folktale stories. See you in the next story.